Sean, I think you and I both had this experience in school. Math was one of our toughest subjects. If your child could use a little leg up on math, there's a place right here in the Valley that can help. Even more important as we are in the middle of quarantine, and education sometimes could use just a little assistance.
Absolutely. John Brookhagen. He is the director of Infinity, the Math Institute. He knows I could use a little bit of help. And he's here to join us now. How are you, sir?
Very, very good. Thanks so much for having me.
It's great to have you. I know math is one of those subjects where if you're not, if you're not flexing that muscle and you're not continually learning and learning, you get off the wagon, you'll lose everything. So this is why this is so important.
Mm.
Infinity, the Math Institute. Tell us what it's about.
Well, I mean, when you just brought up that fact that you are failing, year after year, that's one of the things we like to address is that instead of the kids just getting by and finding a way to eke out a passing grade, if we address the problem right away, instead of failing or struggling every year, they do well every year because math is just built upon the same foundations, whether you're taking Algebra 1, pre-calculus, or geometry. It all comes together as just understanding of foundational concepts. And I
Yeah.
wish I could have helped you out 10 short years ago.
You want to
Gosh.
save me a lot of nights and a lot of summers.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Exactly. John, it's never too late to help him out now, would you? But in all seriousness, so Infinity, the Math Institute, it was founded by you and your wife, Adriana. And you obviously are very passionate about math. I envy you. I could have used your help, like I said, in calculus. You help people address certain goals. Let's talk about those goals.
Well, the one thing that I tell kids and adults alike, I mean, we teach everybody from ages 5 to 50, and we've even had people older than 50. Um, Truth of the matter is, math will help you in all subjects, whether it's analytical thinking and logic, if you want to become a lawyer, or if you're shopping and you want to find out which store is having a better deal, or you see a billboard that says, 10 oranges for the price for $2, and you want to know if that's a good deal. Just having good math skills will help you in all your subjects as a student, and it will help you in every facet of your adult life. So I try to tell the kids, and I'll tell you guys and the people watching at home, when you start learning for the sake of learning rather than for getting a good grade,
Yeah.
that's when all of a sudden you're really making a difference in your own life.
No question about it. Yeah, not having that
Practical.
pressure and not having the requirement, but the fact that you're actually trying to find that knowledge yourself is
Mhm.
definitely a great start forward. So how does this work? How do we end up becoming mathletes?
Well, we're always having different programs depending on the time of the year. During school, obviously, we offer tutoring services and supplemental classes. We also offer an array of packages over the summer. But what we're doing, due to the popular demand, is we're setting up a program where the children, you've heard of the summer slide, you've heard of the extended summer COVID slide,
Yeah, yeah.
and how much the children are going to be losing. And we've heard lots of parents say, hey, my kid got an A last year in math and they weren't even going to school, and we were so thrilled. The thing with math is you need those previous skills to succeed in the next class.
Yeah.
So the only
Yeah.
way that's going to work is if you master the particular subject material you needed. Now, of course, we might not have time to go over all of the previous class, but I know what aspects of the previous class are most important for the following class.
Hmm.
So we're starting a 4-week program to really make sure that the previous content, what was supposed to have been learned or learned last year,
Yeah.
is mastered so they could feel confident and succeed going into their next class next year. And if that be online, hybrid, or whatever the case may be, I have a bad feeling that the kids aren't going to be getting as much instruction and as
Mhm.
much education
Yeah.
delivered, new education delivered to them. So being prepared and having the previous concepts mastered is going to be essential because one day it's all going to catch up to us. One day these kids are going to go into college, and when you're taking calculus 2 or calculus 1, you need the skills that are prerequisites. Nobody's going to say, all right, well, you don't really have to know calculus to pass calculus because you were in school during the COVID crisis.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Oh my gosh, isn't that true? There's a new program you have called the Review Program. Tell us about that.
Yeah, that's precisely what I was talking about. It's just a 4-week program. It's 4 weeks, twice a week, 2 hours per class for a total of 16 hours.
Hmm.
And that gives us the opportunity to go over each one of those processes, and among other foundational gaps that the kids may have. Because, like I opened up the show with and explaining to you, that if you have those foundational concepts understood, it doesn't matter what math class you move on to. You need to be listening to the teacher to understand the concepts, not to be saying, oh, 9 times 7. And sometimes you get it right and sometimes you get it wrong because you're sitting there counting when really you're supposed to be absorbing the concepts of Pythagorean theorem, not sitting there for 30 seconds trying to recall your multiplication tables.
See, that's this is
Yeah.
where it's next level, and sometimes it really just takes a different teacher. If you're having trouble in math, it takes a different teacher to open up your mind and think of a different way. Really quickly, special offer right now. If somebody calls in and mentions the Morning Blend, you're going to hook them up, aren't you?
Yes, definitely. I mean, we've been trying to help the community as much as possible. And what we're going to be doing for Morning Blend customers or viewers is if you mention the Morning Blend, if you find out that you heard about Infinity, the Math Institute, right here on the Morning Blend, the first 15 people who mention their name will get 25% off of this package, which was already a great price beforehand.
Fantastic.
John, and thank you so much for sharing. I know there's a lot of people out there whose ears are perked right now because there's so many of us who could use a little help in math, or kids could use help in math. We want to mention too, them at Infinity, the Math Institute, you are teaching online and in person. So we have those two options.
Teaching online,
people should
in
just-
person.
Yep.
And we also
Excellent.
have plenty of precautions here. We've gone above and beyond in order to make this a safe place for kids to get together, regarding social distancing and so on and so forth. We've got a great plan. We're very clean, disinfected, everything you could want. A great
Ready to go.
education, a safe environment, and a place where kids could enjoy learning.
John, it's great having you. Thank you so much
Great.
for joining us.
Oh, no,
Thanks,
it's my
John.
pleasure.
All right.
Thank you
Hey,
so much.
Take advantage. 25% off. Hopefully you're good enough at math to know how good of a deal that is. And if not, we'll tell you how good of a deal it is. How about you go
Yeah.
to themathinstitute.com. We're located on West Flamingo, and Infinity, the Math Institute, a proud sponsor of the Morning Blend.